We're on. Okay, welcome to California's Traditions at San Juan Bautista, and today we're assembling the Moraga saddle, and so hopefully we can get all these pieces all onto the saddle and make it a complete saddle. And so what we have here now is a tree, and then I've already attached these the bastos, which were kind of the forerunners of the skirts as you know now. And then they're just tied onto the tree with thongs. You know, kind of like fairly narrow thongs, and then you know, unlike the more modern saddles where you had like the thicker saddle strings tying everything together. And so next on the agenda will be the anquera, and you know, this piece here that would go on the back of the saddle. And so all the saddles from mid-1800s and earlier always seem to have an anquera on them. And now hopefully we can put a rigging on top of that. And everything's just tied together with regular square knots. And next we'll see if we can get the stirrup leathers on. Yeah, let's see if I remember how to do this. We want to do it so we have a little bit of a twist in the so that the stirrups will hang right.
Oh.
So that means that, you know, this top here will just place it so that the thongs are facing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see. I guess the next thing you probably need is stirrup, and then these stirrups are carved out of a solid piece of wood, which is a common stirrup with a time, and then they're usually tapered in a little bit so that they have a back side of the stirrup and a front side of the stirrup. And actually I'm going to have to get the top of the arrow on first. Let's go that way. Okay, there, I think I got it right so that the stirrups hang right, you know, so that they won't be twisted in, and
Yeah.
and then the
Very nice.
foot will go right in them.
Yeah.
And then if it's going to be for me, normally it's that'll be about right for me, but most people are smaller than me, so I'll make it maybe a little bit shorter.
That was about your arm length?
Yeah, if I take the arm length up to my armpit, and that would
your pit. Oh.
usually come out to be the right length.
Huh.
That should be enough to hold it. And these tapaderos are tied on to the stirrup with another. And you have hopefully a little bit of space there, so you have room for your toe. And then they just be tied on with a square knot.
Looks nice.
And the and then the stirrup leathers will go on in front of the rigging. And then a little bit different from a modern saddle, the ends of your stirrup leathers will just be laid over the top of the seat.
Really?
Yeah, which is, distinct from a modern saddle where you
Yeah.
and then the laddie goes. Should have cut those.
You mean cut them a little bit?
Yeah,
A little thinner?
A little sharper.
Yeah.
Spit on them a little bit. Sometimes that helps.
That helps. That's kind of interesting.
Kind of different ways of tying these on, but this is one of the more common ways, I think.
There you go.
Oh, thanks. And I guess we can put the cinch on the. It seems like the cinches were usually made out of horsehair, and then they were woven like this, and rather than the later string cinch, and so these cinches look really rough, but they seem to work just fine with the center fire rigging, and you know, but on the more modern rig where it's further up behind the front legs, where there's more motion, more thin skin, and less, you know, less flexibility. Well, then this would probably eat a horse up. But so that's probably why the later string cinches were invented, and because once the rigging started going a little bit further forward, they had to do a different kind of a system, and but these lasted a lot longer, and because these things wear out, you have to keep replacing them all the time, and then but this woven horsehair type cinch, you know, that'll last you for several years. And it seemed like they probably tied their cinch on with a different type of a knot than we do now, and because so they typically use that type of a knot, and rather than the type we're familiar with today. And then if we can get our mochi on, and you know, it seems like that they had saddle strings instead of threading through the tree like the more modern saddle. They would just go around the mochia here, and then the Moraga saddle, its original Moraga saddle, it had these one layer of leather concho there, and then I think a split braid, and then which would have been kind of the beginnings of the system we know today. And but originally, they would have been just loop through a hole here without this concho, and then just looped around a couple times, and then that would be how they held on. So this looked like the beginning of that type of a system. And I think that original saddle was probably made in the 1850s.
Interesting.
And see if we can get this thing on.
Okay.
Okay, now we have it laced up, so we'll see if it'll go on in a moment of truth, I guess. We'll dampen it a little bit more, so.
Beautiful.
So, wonder of wonders, there it is.
There it is.
So you can sit on it and then
Yeah. And I'll
get it to press down a little bit. So,
work it in a little bit.
yeah, work it down a little bit.
That's going to be a little short for you, right? You said?
Yeah, I put a little bit short because I think most people are going to get on it are probably
Yeah.
smaller than me. So,
Yeah.
so
Yep, pretty amazing. What are these holes? 2 holes for?
yeah, this will be for the strap. The Moraga saddle that's in the museum had this piece of braided,
Oh.
and then I guess it was probably for putting a rope on. So, so yeah, we still need to do that, but. Maybe I'll
Yeah, we don't. It's up to you.
take it off.
Take
I
it
guess.
off. Yeah.
I'll put a crown out on this end. And then
Want that all?
yeah. Tighten it up a little bit, and then I think we'll have it.
Beautiful. Is that done just so it doesn't slip through that hole eventually?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Maybe.
Now this is the only saddle that I've
You've seen
know
that?
about that has like the braided strings for tying on the riata. The other ones I've seen have been like a plain saddle string kind of thing, and then looping through these 2 holes twice, and
Oh, twice, huh?
and then but anyway, to do it as it was as done in the museum, which is interesting. That
Yeah.
well, I guess that about does it.
Pretty amazing.
And we'll
Oh, yeah.
tie the top of the arrow on, but I'll do that
Some other time.
later, I guess.
Yeah. Get another picture of it from the back.
Oops.
Yeah, I think I might have destroyed your lenses.
Yeah, I need to get another pair anyway.
Yeah.